Zombies violate some of our deepest taboos: grave desecration, cannibalism, and the strict separation of life and death. So what would you do if you found out that the flesh-eating undead are not always confined to the realms of fiction? Here are 5 cases of real zombies. According to the Vodou religion of Haiti, powerful sorcerers called bokors have the ability to seize vulnerable souls trapped between this world and the next. Once under the bokor's control, the bodies of those restless spirits can be reanimated and used for nefarious purposes. One well-known case of supposed Haitian zombification is that of Clavius Narcisse. After suffering from a high fever, respiratory problems, and aches throughout his body, Narcisse was taken to the hospital before slipping into a coma. 2 days later, on the 2nd of May 1962, he was officially pronounced dead by physicians. In spite of his death being authenticated by his 2 sisters, 18 years later his sister Angelina found her brother at the village marketplace. Angelina did not recognize him at first, so certain that her brother was dead, but was eventually convinced of Narcisse's identity when he shared childhood memories that only the 2 of them knew. His family, friends, and many villagers also recognized him, believing him to be one of the living dead, a zombie. He exhibited the qualities traditionally associated with zombification in Haitian folk myth: a vacant-eyed stare, emaciated facial features, and a shuffling gait. In the years after his return, Narcisse detailed the fantastical tale of being dug up from his grave by a bokor and taken to work as a slave on a remote sugar plantation. After years of mindless toil, he was finally released from zombie servitude after the death of his bokor. After that, once he regained enough lucidity, he was able to make his way back to his village and find his sister. In recent years, China has been a hotbed of zombie phenomena. One particular incident, dating from the summer of 2012, saw road rage escalate to a full-blown zombie cannibalism. On the streets of Wenzhou, a short-fused off-duty Chinese bus driver found himself blocked in by another motorist. Rather than wait for the situation to resolve itself, the bus driver, surnamed Dong, instead threw himself on top of the woman's car and began pounding on the windscreen until she was forced to exit her vehicle. As she attempted to flee from her crazed attacker, Dong seized her from behind and wrestled her to the ground. He then began biting her on the face. Bystanders eventually managed to drag the raging man off the terrified woman. Although she survived the zombie cannibal attack, her nose and lips were left seriously injured and would need plastic surgery to repair the wounds. Witnesses described Dong as having turned crazy and also commented on his ability to successfully resist multiple attempts to overpower him. As such, some believe that a Chinese hopping zombie, or JIANGSHI, was responsible for the horrific attack. According to Chinese folklore, the supernatural being is a type of reanimated corpse which has the ability to possess the living so as to eventually kill them and absorb their qi. A Colombian street drug known as devil's breath is thought to be one of the most dangerous substances in the world. It has the ability to block free will and wipe memory. Overdoses cause delirium, delusions, paralysis, and stupor. Those who ingest the substance are living zombies within minutes. Officially called scopolamine, the odorless and tasteless substance is the weapon of choice for many Colombian criminals. Made from the borrachero tree, which is common across South America, the homegrown drug is horrifyingly simple to administer. In many cases, it is simply blown into the faces of victims. Those who have fallen victim of devil's breath report emptying bank accounts for robbers or helping them pillage their own homes. Some are rendered so docile that they are coerced into giving up organs. However, for Andrea Fernandez, the cost was far greater. All she recalled before being temporarily zombified was holding her newborn child on a bus in the capital of Colombia, Bogota. She was found 3 days later by police, badly beaten and semi-naked, muttering to herself as she stumbled along a busy road. Her infant son was gone. Investigators believed her son, Diego, was taken by a gang which traffics infants. The power of devil's breath is terrifying. In the case of Andrea Fernandez, the mother of 3 was made submissive enough to surrender her youngest child. In another bizarre zombie case, 2 women who had died of Ebola were reported as having risen from the dead. The stories were initially reported by an African news outlet in September 2014, which stated that 2 females in their 60s and 40s had died of the virus in separate communities in Nimba County, Liberia, only to regain life a few days after being officially pronounced dead. A New Dawn Nimba County correspondent said the late Doris Coy of Hope Village community was about to be taken for burial when she mysteriously resurrected. The other woman, Ma Kebe, in her late 60s, was also being transported for burial when she rose from the dead. The 2 women now walk amongst the living. News of the resurrections created fear and panic amongst local residents. Some members of the community have described Doris Coy as a ghost who shouldn't live amongst them. When these stories first hit the news, a media storm ensued. Within a month, a 3rd case of a supposed Ebola zombie surfaced on the internet, accompanied by a doctored image taken from the hit American apocalyptic action horror film World War Z. Since the hoax, many have criticized the original 2 cases for lack of supportive evidence. Whatever the truth behind the zombie-like resurrection of the Nimba County women, the subsequent fraud has submerged the cases in doubt and ambiguity. In the 1940s, Soviet scientists brought the dead back to life. A motion picture now in the public domain, titled The Experiments in the Revival of Organisms, documents research conducted by 2 scientists, Dr. Sergei Brukhonenko and Boris Levanovsky, into the resurrection of clinically dead organisms. The scientists involved claimed they could keep the animals alive by using artificial blood circulation system. Canine organs and heads are shown to be revived in spite of the fact that they have been severed from the animals' bodies. To prove that the severed canine head is still aware, the scientists in the film show it responding to external stimuli, even managing to make the dog lick at irritation to its nostril. However, the most grotesque and perplexing part of the film is when a dog is killed by draining all blood from its body, left for 10 minutes, then resurrected. By connecting the corpse to a heart-lung machine, the Soviet scientists are able to fibrillate the heart, bringing it back to a normal rhythm. Respiration likewise resumes and the machine is removed. The dog has been reanimated and is shown to continue living a healthy life, or rather, second zombie life. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe for more of the paranormal. And if you can't get enough of real-life cases of the undead, then watch our video about Haitian zombies.
The flesh-eating undead have plagued the screens of Western cinemas since 1932 and the release of Victor Halperin's White Zombie. However, the modern standard of zombies established by such films, including George Romero's classic Night of the Living Dead, shares little in common with actual real-life zombies. Yes, zombies are real.